Hey guys, Father Time here. We are at Manchester, England. We're going to fly over to London Heathrow. Why are we doing that? We're doing that because I'm going to do it in VATSIM, and you can see that Manchester is fully staffed. Ground, tower, ATIS, no clearance delivery, but right now. And London is got just tower and ATIS, but somewhere there's probably a London control active somewhere in there, and these will usually beef up. Right now it's coming up on 11 o'clock in the morning over there. So they should be coming online. So, matter of fact, that's Gatwick, but we'll go to Heathrow um, from Manchester. And right now, we are parked at the cargo ramp in Manchester, looking down spot 71. We're going to taxi over and on out to either 05 or 23. Don't know yet. Let's go inside. Let's go to SimBrief and get a flight plan going. So what I thought I'd do, guys, is do kind of a cold, dark airplane thing. Yeah, before I do that, we dispatch system. Before I do that, let me create a new flight. It's on SimBrief, and I'm going to go UPS. Oh, it's thinking about it. UPS 400. These guys are probably getting used to me over here. EGCC, which is Manchester. And we'll just go a quick flight over to London, Heathrow. Aircraft type, we are a 777 freighter. And I just go through a little VATSIM profile from cold dark. So for those of you that are new, this will help you. So first thing I do is go to VATSpy. Next thing I do is find out where I want to go, where there's staffing based on the ground, tower, ATIS, delivery. And then I go in and I go to simbrief.com. You have to establish an account, generate the flight. All of these you have to set up. Generating the flight, and there it is. I go down here. The first thing I do is I just copy and paste the flight just because I'll show you later on. Copy it rather. Okay, that's our flight plan. If you wanted to, from now we can actually, and I go to SimBrief Downloader, and I'm going to pre-file on a VATSIM network. So SimBrief Downloader is right here. You have to download that app too. And I'm going to go here to PMDG. That is EGCC to EGLL. Continue. Now I know that I'm going to be able to get that in my box when I get there, my FMC. I put the wins in too. That's the wins on the PMDG network. So that was SimBrief, VATSpy, SimBrief, SimBrief Downloader. VATSpy, SimBrief Downloader. And now I know that it's in there. I can go back in, go in the cockpit, and it's cold, dark airplane. So we'll forego some of the things that you do here, but I always would start in. We haven't done this in a long time. Circuit breakers are all in. All right, we check the PB at the windows are closed and the ropes are doors stowed on both sides. Make sure you get a headset in case the guy doesn't have one. Observer's audio panel. Life preservers behind the seat. Can't see them from here. We have the crash axe over here. Halon fire extinguisher in the green to fight a cockpit fire. And if you go up here, that's your pressure breathing equipment to fight a fire. It's the other rope. That's egress rope. Make sure the observer's panels are all set. Come on up here. Going into the cockpit. This is before you touch anything. No unwanted stuff outside. On here, no. They usually leave a triangle here if they don't want you to touch anything. Few levers are closed. Let's get some good views here. Few levers are cut off. Parking brake is set. Throttles are idle. Parking brake is set. We got the flaps are up. Speed brake lever is up. We get the windshield wipers are stowed. Hydraulic, all the electric pumps are off. And we go to battery on. we would just, when you run a fire test on the battery here, it doesn't do much because you don't really have anything on. So we're going to go APU on. We're going to assume that we can shut this emergency lights can go off in the Paxer auto because I know they turn those off. And we should have the nav lights on. That's the only lights that are on. And we'll do a cold dark airplane, get the APU started, and see how it's going. Let's see if it's starting out there. It was faulting earlier in the day. I tried to do this once and nothing seemed to be working. Yeah, I can hear it starting now. And you wait for it to fire up. Yeah, so we're going to fly Manchester to Heathrow on the UPS cargo plane. And that's my plan on VATSIM. We can start VATSIM while the APU is starting up. We can come into the VATSIM, vPilot. I'll bring that over where you can see it. vPilot. We can get a flight plan going here, although it's already filed on the network, right? And we can paste that. That's the one from, if you remember, that I just copied. That's EGCC to, I just flew over to Amsterdam from Manchester earlier, and then to EGLL. And I think I made the EGKK. So it's kind of redundant. And the reason it's sort of redundant, right now the Zulu time is 11:30. So yeah, 12:30 is fine. Time en route. Let's go flight plan. Move this out of the way for a moment. We'll be right back. Oh, okay. Flight plan. Time en route. Close this. Move this out of the way. Block time is 1:00. That's not what we need. We need flight time is only 35 minutes. So flight plan over here. I'm just playing with this now since we have nothing going on. The APU is just starting. And flight plan 35 minutes. 35. They should already have this fuel on board. It's probably more like, yeah, we'll go with 3 hours. That's fine. I only want to file at 19. You can either click it down or type it in. 19,000. Odd. We're flying east, so oddballs fly east. East 473 is a good true. And I can both transmit and receive when I get going. File flight plan. So I've now really redundantly filed the same flight plan through SimBrief Downloader to the VATSIM network and PMDG, and also to SimBrief, then to the VATSIM, then SimBrief Downloader to PMDG, and now even on the vPilot to their network. But, you know, better safe than sorry. All right, so there it is, 19,000 feet. Block fuel 31.2. Let's come back in here. By now, we should have a, yeah, it's starting to wake up here, isn't it? All right, let's get this as bright as possible. FMC, get that started. Database is good, 18 May through 15 June. I have a Navigraph subscription. I could, through Navigraph Downloader, you can actually update the database, but today's case is good. It's probably a good time to get the Adaroo aligning, right? Takes a little while for this to get a GPS position prompt. EGCC, that didn't work out, did it? EGCC. I put that in just as a reference. We'll wait for the GPS to come. Menu, FMC, route. I'm going to go EGCC to EGLL and route request. I know it's in there because I just used SimBrief to send it over to PMDG, and I pre-filed on the VATSIM network. We'll wait for that to come up. Then we'll do the origination pre-flight. By now, the GPS coordinates should be coming up. There they are. Drop those in there. Beautiful. And the route is uplinks ready. Load it. Loads everything but the SIDS and stars. Wait for the activation. Takes a little while. EGCC-EGLL loading. Here it comes. Activate. Execute. I'm going to copy it just to get started. We're going to go back to this, and we're going to be doing the LIS 2 Sierra in the Hun 1 Hotel. LIS List 2 Sierra. List 2 Sierra. So we're going to go to Departures Arrival. Next page. List 2 Sierra. To 5 left. Off 5 left. Execute it. And now we're going to go Departures Arrival. EGLL. The Han 1 Hotel. And what runway did they say they were going to? 9 left is their prediction. 9 left. We'll see about all that, right? 9 left. ILS 9 left. No transition. Enter. Route. You got List 2 Sierra Listo Lima 612. List 2 Sierra Listo Lima 612 Han, the Han 1 Hotel. Han 1 Hotel to BNA, and then the ILS to 16. All right. Perfinite. Accept. Zero fuel weight. Back to the flight plan. Zero fuel weight is 485.6. 485.6. I don't know. Most of you guys know how to do this, but I know when I was trying to learn how to do all this, it didn't seem to be a complete flight plan for any of that. Fuel is so high because that's the wrong fuel. So the gross weight. Let's get the winds loaded while we're here. Route data. Load. Wait for that to come up. If you don't load the winds, the cruise winds and the descent winds, you won't be able to get any downlinks via ACARS later on. Usually it's because you haven't loaded the winds. So page 3 of VNAV, forecast, load. Those are the descent winds. And they're in there. So the route's in there. I'm going to route copy it. And I'm going to go next page. We check that. We go through the legs. We come up to the plan mode. And we'd step through the legs together, checking the SID. We're going to assume it's all correct because it is. And we check that against the Navigraph. Well, while we're here, let's get Navigraph up and loaded. So we're going to minimize this bad boy, the V-Pilot. And we're going to go unload. We're going to go new flight. And we're going to go Kennedy. KGF, how about this? Kennedy. Whew. Manchester. And add a new one. EGLL. Heathrow. Okay. That's our route. And what we would have checked was our SID. And we go to Listo to Sierra. And we would check that against, oops, let's get this where we can actually see it, right? I want to get that there. I want to just move this over a little bit. Maybe I can get a different view to do this better. Here we go. Previous. Here we go. And we can go ahead and check our departure against it. So it's Listo to Sierra and climbing 760 at or above 2,000. Pull 28. I'm trying to see the 2 Sierra. Pull 28 between 5 and 3. This one's between about 4. Pull 33 above 4, below 5. And we're climbing to 5,000. Transition, I think, is 6. We'll have to look at that. So that's checked all the way down. And we check the arrival, but we'll do that later. So we got a Navigraph kind of set up. Hey, we'll go back. Let's do the overhead pre-flight, and then we'll go through the EFB. Okay, just kind of columns going to go down like this, the 4 columns. ADARU's on, all aligned. This is a thrust symmetry computer. That's up. That's the detects differential thrust. Electric batteries on. APU generators on. We don't have any external power. Backup generators all up and running. Cargo, RAM, service interphones all off. Window heat's all on. All hydraulic pumps are off. Seatbelt sign. We can turn that on. Get ready. The only things on the lights that should be on right now are the nav. Fire test. We do this. Check that. Check it against the master warning. I wonder if I can do this. Right? And then this. Yeah. That's cool. Fire test in progress. Warning. Maybe I can go down here too. Ah, that was interesting. All right. I'm practicing with my chase plane. Fire test is all good. Fuel jettison. If you wanted to jettison, you arm it here and then open these valves. We can talk about that some other time. I have videos on that. Fuel panel's all set. Cross feeds are closed. We still haven't set the fuel up. And air conditioning panel's all set. Packs are on. Auto APU bleed is on. Then what we do is we come down and we go left to right. Come right across. Let's get some of this set up now. 5,000 in the window, it's the MCP. 5,000 in the window, it's runway heading. We'll put that in there. I think it's going to be 051. We'll get the data set. It's going to be around 151. We'll check that out. Flight directors are on. Flight directors are on. Coming across here, VNAV and LNAV. But the reason it's not working is we're still aligning right down there. Let's go back down to the box. And before I forget, go menu, FS actions, fuel, and put in the fuel that we're supposed to have, which is 31.2. 31.2. 31.2. That's all good. So let's see what we got now in net. Route, legs. And now I'm going to go over to my electronic flight bag. I think it's on this one. Where did I put it? Maybe it's over here. Yeah, there it is. We're going to do perf. I'm just going to have a little fun here, guys. All right, so airport search, EGCC. What you have to do is go to keyboard, perf, search ident, airport search, EGCC, search. Yep, runways. There's 5 left. Intersection list. Full left condition is dry. Thrust rating, I want to go TO2. Flap configuration, or flaps 5. Aircraft packs auto. Engine anti-ice wings auto. Winds. Zero 5010. 10. Outside air temperature. Where do we get that? It's right here. 14. Yeah, I'm still learning this chase plane stuff, guys. Oh, altimeter. We'll have to check that. Is Active Sky not working? Let me get Active Sky up and running, guys. Make sure that's working. Close it all out. I'm just going through this because I think it helps me when I was looking for someone who could do this with me. So we got EGCC-EGLL, alternate EGKK, flight plan, active. Okay, let's do that. We're going to go back to P3D. And I think vPilot, I'm going to connect. UPS 400, connect. We'll get the frequencies here in just a second. Oh, we got London Control, ATIS 121,975. Let's go down here. Move this out of the way. 121. 975. Clean sheet going here. And toggle up. Oh, if you want to set up the data link here, you can. Haven't quite figured out how to work it. I think I got to do this. So EGCC to EGLL. What do we say? 37. That's not really important. Estimated time of departure. Say 12:30. And we are in UPS 400. I don't know what the code is. Doesn't matter. But you can fill it out and data link connect. I have not figured out how to work that yet, but since we're there, I wanted to do it. So let's go to
Manchester Information Delta, time 1050 Zulu, automatic, runway in use, runway 05 left, single runway operations, Gatling clearances available, transition level 60, surface wind 0907 knots, surface wind variable between 020 and 150, visibility 10 kilometers or more, no clouds detected, temperature 15, 2.07, QNH 1021, taxiway NC closed between stand 211 and 215, acknowledge receipt of information Delta and report aircraft type and cleared level on first contact with Manchester approach radar. Manchester Information Delta, time 1050 Zulu, automatic.
All right, so that's the ATIS from VATSIM, and I got to, when I contact them, I got to say information Delta, stand 71, 777 freighter, flight level 190, request clearance. That's what we'll do. All right, so we've got the frequencies up here for Manchester. Let's get them set. We've got ATIS, which we just got, 21,975. Ground is 2185, and tower is 18,625. So let's get those set. 2185, we'll put clearance on the other side. I don't think clearance is up yet. Yeah, I'm taking you through cold dark just because I know some of you have been wanting to do that. Let me see one thing here. Sometimes you got to change the view a little bit, right? 2185, and then tower is 18,625. Long way around. 625. I do a little extra check here. So, all right, ATIS 121,975. Got that set. Clearance delivery is not up yet, so we'll get our clearance to ground. 2185 tower, 18,625. We do have a London control that we'll be contacting on departure, which we'll talk about later. As a technique, sometimes we put the London control freak way down in the bottom radio as a technique. London Control 33.7. We'll set that up just in case. And we don't use that because data is ACARS. We want to keep that there, but we keep this here as a reminder for the other guy when to set the freak. You know, before I'm going to have that's going to go in here. That's just a reminder panel. I want to go back to Navigraph, and I want to go to, move this out of the way, bring this over so you can see it. I want to go to approaches, and I want to go to any approach. So 05 left is our departure runway, right? Transition altitude climb out is 5,000. So that means our first flight level is 60. Transition levels on descent, transition altitudes on climb out. Transition level coming back in is flight level 6,000. Once you pass 6, you would transition on climb out, it's 5,000. So the transition levels descent from the ATIS, and the transition altitude is climb out. So that's it. So 5,000. I wanted to double check that. And what I'm going to do before I do anything else, also, I set up the ATIS. I'm going to set up my departure. I want to look at the SIS. So Lista, I'm going to kind of anticipate the clearance. Lista 2 Sierra, runway 5 left, clear to destination, EGLL. Lista 5 left. And initial altitude we're requesting is 190. I'm just kind of getting the clearance ready to go, and it's information delta. So when I contact clearance, it's going to be, which is ground here, it's going to be Manchester clearance, UPS 400 at spot 71, altimeter information delta, Boeing 777 freighter, initial requested altitude, flight level 190, clearance on request. And they'll come back and say, yeah, cleared to destination EGLL via the Lista 2 Sierra as filed, runway 5 left, climb maintain, flight level 5,000 feet. It's going to say something like that. All right. And 1021 is the altimeter. Let's make sure we get that all set. It's kind of how it goes, guys. I know it seems arduous, but, you know, it's kind of how it goes. Now, why isn't this updating? Don't know. So let's do the baro mins down here. We are elevation here 1021. So let's go to hectopascals and set this to 1021 right there. Come back in here, hectopascals, and 1021 is set. Over on the right, 1021 is set. And engine out altitude, it's 800 feet above this, so that's 270, so about 1070. 1070 for the engine out altitude, right down here, 800 feet AFL. There's no engine out procedure. Otherwise, we check that and pre-program it in the box. Look over the points. Put 1070 in. Hard to see back here. Going to be very deliberate. So, all right. Back to map mode. Okay. Let's go back off to the EFB. QNH 1021. All of that was to get the QNH 1021 and get sidetracked. All right, TO2 drive, PIPES 5. Is everything in here? Intersection, no. Nope, everything's good. Takeoff weight. Let's go back in here. Oh, takeoff weight is max takeoff weight. No, estimated takeoff weight. 515.3. We'll call it 515.4. 515.4. CG was 25. And everything looks like it's filled out. Calculate. Just thinking about it. It's going to be a flaps 5 takeoff. Excel height, it should be actually 3,000. That's okay. 44, 48, 54. This is what I'm looking for right here. This is TO2. I want to dry. 34 goes in the selection. We're looking for 86.5. So let's go back in the box. Init. 25. Flaps 5, right? And then water memory. And selected temp is 34. Got all my chase plane settings there. 34. I'm going to activate these guys. 55 is going to go in the window up top. But before I do that, I'll do it now. 55. So 55, runway heading. Let's double check that. Runway heading is 05 left is 051. And we have that right. So MCP, flight directors are on. Flight directors are on. 5,000's in the window. That is a transition altitude. 051 with bank is an auto. 155 is V2, LNAV, VNAV, and auto throttles are up, flight directors are up, and autopilot. So that's good. One more thing we got to check down here, right, is the page 2. 800 engine out acceleration, thrust reduction 1500, but the Excel, it's NADP1 climb, and there we go. So now let's go to checklist. Go down to the here. Oxygen is checked. I'm not going to show you how to do that. Flight instruments are checked. Altimeters are set. Before start, MCP. We just went over that. That's checked. Takeoff profile, just went over that. CDU pre-flight, walk through the route. The database date, if it's wrong, you can update it through Navigraph, your database. You got the, now let's look at that. I don't think we really went over that. Index, ident. So you got 777-200 GEs, which means you start one at a time. Pratt & Whitney's and GEs one at a time. Rolls-Royces both at the same time. Database, if it was in it, it's good till 15 July. Today is 7 June, 8 June. So we're good. I got the nav data. Navigraph actually has a database uploader part of its app on its website. You can update the database. Super cool. Position it. We got that all set. Route. We checked the route, walked through it. We checked the legs, went to plan, walked through that, checked the altitudes. Have not checked the arrival. We go to Prague and we check our total distance. On here is 151. And if you go to the flight plan, total distance 152. It's just got to be in the ballpark. And we even got the reduced powered takeoff set from using our electronic flight bag. We're filed on VATSIM twice, and I do believe we're ready here. Trim. What did we say on the trim? It's supposed to be around 4.8. Let's take a look. And right now it's 4.0. So if we go up, I mean, if you want to play around with it, you can. Just throw on a little bit of electric pumps here. Go back down to the pedestal. 4.8. It's 5. About a 4.8. That's ready to go. So we got ground set here, which we're going to get clearance on that too, so there's no clearance delivery. We've got ATIS set here. Over here we would have guard ready to go. Oh man, I just got rid of the ATIS. Let me make sure the ATIS is current. 21,975. 21,975. So before,
Acknowledge receipt of information Delta and report aircraft
so it's still
type and
Delta.
cleared level on first contact with
Still Delta.
Manchester approach
Now
radar.
I'm going to put a guard over here.
Manchester information.
All right, so it's still information Delta. So we get ground, tower, guard, ATIS. No clearance delivery right now on VATSIM. We do have London control, which we'll probably get. Good tower, ground, no clearance. We got ATIS. So I know you guys know all this. I'm just walking you through it because I was looking for the stuff like this when I was getting started. And I'm really just a few months into this. Please don't forget to subscribe, guys. If you look in the bottom right-hand corner of my screen, you'll see a little picture of me. If you click on it, you can subscribe and join our Discord. We're trying to get our community up and running. Right now, there's only 650 of us, but we're growing pretty rapidly, at least 10 a day, which is kind of cool. All right, so back in here, back to the checklist. And I'll come back over to the right. And the checklist is up, right? Checklist items are up. And we need to come back down to the middle. Trim is set. Takeoff, taxi brief. All right, so it'll be my takeoff. Let's talk about the taxi out and anticipated taxi routes. All right, so we are at spot 71, right up in here. I anticipate getting, and I'm going to write that down too, Echo Delta Alpha. Echo Delta Alpha Alpha 1. So I'm going to say Echo Delta Alpha. Hold short of 5 left at Echo 1, at Alpha 1. So it's going to be right on Delta. Ooh, right on Alpha. Yeah, it's going to be Delta Alpha. That's what they gave us a couple of days ago. Delta Alpha. Delta Alpha. Echo Delta Alpha. And or it could be Echo Delta Bravo, where you come straight down here. Bravo. Yesterday it was Echo Delta Alpha. So we'll take a look at that. We know that if I give us Bravo, I got to go out a little more. Alpha is our first right after the buildings. Kind of a narrow taxiway there, you'll see. We're not allowed to go on Papa in the 300. It's restricted taxiway. All right, so taxi V, my takeoff. I just come in here and I talk to Bob, the co-pilot. Bob's very quiet. If you guys haven't flown with me before, to be honest with you, he's not a hell of a lot of help. Heck of a lot of help. All right, Bob, we've never flown together, so here we are to Manchester going to London. We talked about our taxi procedures getting out. What do you think the biggest threat is? And Bob would say it, whether it was crossing a runway, the taxi route, bad weather, bad runway conditions. He hasn't flown for a long time. I haven't flown for a long time. Anything like that, we would do. I got to shut those hydraulic pumps on, off until we get going. I just did that to set the trim, non-standard. And I'd say anything prior to 80 knots, call it out. I'll execute the abort between 80 and V1. If it's an engine failure, fire, overheat, compressor stall, will abort. Kind of in the go mode between 80 and V1. After V1, we'll clean it up in VNAV at 800 feet and come back in here in 3,000 is a good min sector to come back in and land on 5 left. If we fought it out 5 left, we have plenty of fuel to hold until we get the runway cleared up. Anyway, any transition altitude is 5,000. Any questions? And Bob says, no questions. Bob has never had a question, ever. All right, so that's before starting. I'm going to do the beacons. That's part of my flow. We'll do that. So I'm going to ask Bob to give him a call. Let's go to clearance. So we go back down here. It's, still no clearance delivery is up, so it's on ground. We have not received a clearance on our VATSIM. All right, so we're on VPilot. We're on VATSIM. All right, here we go. And information Delta, 777 freighter, initial altitude, flight level 190. Make sure this works. Manchester ground. UPS 400, spot 71, information Delta, 777 freighter, initial altitude requested is flight level 190, request clearance to London Heathrow.
UPS 400, that was said perfectly. Unfortunately, I don't have a flight plan. Can you file one?
Okay, we'll do it. Thanks.
Nordic 5 Juliet Alpha, ready for taxi.
Flight plan, I thought I did. Maybe I never filed it.
Nordic 5 Juliet Delta after the passing Air France Embraer taxi holding point Delta 3 for now via November Charlie and Echo and Delta.
Via passing Embraer taxi to holding point Delta 3 via November Charlie, Echo and Delta on Nordic 5 Juliet Alpha.
Hopefully that went through. It says flight plan filed on my VATSIM. Yeah, I never clicked file the flight plan. What are you going to do? Let me see if he's got it now. And ground UPS 400. Any luck with that flight plan? Sir, I just filed it. Sorry about that. And ground UPS 400, spot 71, information Delta, 777 freighter, initial altitude is 190, request clearance to Heathrow.
Yeah, acknowledge, stand by. Nordic 5 Juliet Alpha, continue taxi holding point Alpha 1, runway 05 left via November Charlie, Echo, Delta and Alpha.
Holding point Alpha 1 via November Charlie, Echo and Alpha on Nordic 5 Juliet Alpha.
Ground Korean Air 1435, ready to taxi.
Looks like everything's buckled up. Let me go in here.
Korean Air 1435, taxi holding point Charlie 2 for now via Lehman Charlie.
And get the chocks pulled.
Okay, taxi to holding point Charlie 2 via
Doors.
Lehman Charlie for Korean Air
Arm all.
1435.
UPS 400 cleared to London Heathrow via the Lister 2 Sierra departure, squawk 7612.
UPS 400 cleared to London Heathrow via the Lista 2 Sierra, 5 left, 7612 in the squawk. Thank you.
400 correct.
All right, so let's go back here, guys. Before we forget anything, let's get that set.
Speedbird 145,
7612.
check squawk 5413, hold position.
Ryanair 53 November Quebec, ready for taxi.
Ryanair 53 November Quebec.
All right, there's the squawk. All right, so as filed.
Tomjet 2615, welcome to Manchester, taxi holding Kilo 3 for now, expect
Let's
stand
go ahead
101.
before we call them. Get the pushback set up. Pushback. We'll get it set up.
Yeah, opposition.
It's going to be nose left.
Korean Air
So left-hand
1435
turn.
after the Norwegian Air
Nose
737 from right to left. Continue taxi holding Alpha 1, runway 05
Get tugged.
left.
Nose left.
Okay, after Norwegian 737, taxi to
And also
Alpha 1, 05 left for Korean Air 1435 heavy.
And
Chunks are
EasyJet,
removed.
9047
Go one side before we
Delta,
call
continue
them.
Taxi stand 21
Got a
via
tug.
Papa Lima.
I do believe we're ready. All right, let's give him a call. I'm going to go back inside to do that.
Tomjet 2. Never mind, you just disconnected. Ryanair 53 November Quebec, taxi holding point Kilo 5 for now via Golf Juliet.
I'm going to do that. Get these ready, guys.
Holding point Kilo 5.
Hydraulic
Golf
pumps
Juliet,
are on.
Kilo
Usually you don't
Ryanair
do this
53
till you get the
November
start. We don't have to put on the center tank
145
pump.
after the passing EasyJet A320
And we check the
behind, stand 1-2, push and start approved. Face
The
south.
doors.
Behind the passing EasyJet, push and start approved face south. Speedboat 145.
Nordic 5
Doors are
Juliet
all
Alpha, contact
armed.
Manchester Tower,
Parking
18
brake
decimal
set.
65, goodbye.
And check the
1865,
cockpit door behind us is
5 Juliet Alpha,
closed.
thank you, bye-bye.
This guy's going to be on legs. And I'm going to be on takeoff, but we'll come back to that.
KLM 1079, readability 5.
5, thank you.
Left 90 degrees. All right.
Korean Air 1435, contact Manchester Tower, 118 decimal 65, goodbye.
Okay, going to tower 118.625, Korean Air 1435. Bye bye.
And Manchester ground, UPS 400, spot 71, altimeter 1021. Fully ready, request push and start.
UPS 400, stands 71, push and start approved, face east.
Push and start approved, stand 71, face east for UPS 400. All right, so that's facing
Manchester
east.
ground, KLM 1079, stand 49, aircraft type 737-8, requesting IFR to London Heathrow, information Delta, QNH 1021.
KLM 1079, cleared to Heathrow via the Listo 2 Sierra, departure, squawk 2151.
Cleared Heathrow, Listo 2 Sierra, departure, squawk 2151, KLM 1079.
1079, correct.
Brakes released.
Ryanair 53 November Quebec, continue taxi holding point Alpha 1 runway 05 left via Juliet Kilo Bravo Alpha.
Holding point Alpha 1, Juliet, Kilo, Bravo, and Alpha. That's runway 05 left.
All right,
Runway
we're
53
clear to
November.
start, guys. So let's go back in here. Clear to start. Left engine. Right here. Then we come down the pedestal. Left engine. And we got to get the engine page displayed. Engine page 2. Trying to give you a good representation here. Let me see, how can I do this?
Echo Kilo 240, unreadable.
That's a good view. So big deal here is you want to make sure the oil pressure comes up, right? And you know what we should have done too? More of the checklist. Before taxi. Now that's before taxi, so we're good. Hopefully my flight controls work today. Had all sorts of problems yesterday with my nose wheel steering, my rudder, all that stuff. All right, it's a good start on the right, on the left. Clear to start on the right. Overhead. Just a second, please, Senor.
Alright, steering pin is disconnected. Watch for the salute and release from guidance on your left. Have a good flight.
All right, we'll say thanks a lot. And when he's out there, we'll come to the overhead and we'll flash our taxi light at him and say, I have a salute. Back down to the engines. Now we're above 10 degrees, no visible moisture, so we don't need engine ice. Waiting on the start. All right, start valve's closed. I could hear it. EGT prompt is off. Good oil pressure, temperature. Let's do the checklist. I can go to the overhead and shut off the APU for the guys. One of us has to do it.
Ryanair 53 November Quebec, contact Manchester Tower, 118.
And I would also say, come in here
625, Ryanair.
and say flaps
53
15.
November Quebec, bye-bye.
Actually, flaps 5, guys. And here they come. They're coming down. Let's go outside. Okay, ground is still set. Ailerons check 6 seconds, stop to stop, so you don't bang it around.
Speedbird 145, taxi holding point Alpha 1, runway 05
Elevators.
via Papa, Bravo.
Moment of truth, guys. Moment of truth. Rudders.
Taxi holding point Alpha 1 by Papa.
Is my hostage sticks, which I use for steering, not working, and the rudder pedals are not working either. So, man, oh man, I gotta come in here. Options. I don't know what is going on. Controls. And I'm going to start with my hostage stick, hostage 1. And just go down. There's only one thing operated on this thing. Hostage 1 is axis assignments. Well, axis steering is good. And brakes. Axis steering is set. Okay. And key assignments. I'm going to go rudder. Rudder. What a pain. Rudder axis. New. I don't know why it keeps dumping it, but it does. And I can do the same thing.
All stations, information. Echo is now current QNH 1020.
New. Z. Now I come in and I go axis steering.
Speedbird 145, contact Manchester Tower 118.625, goodbye.
18625, Speedbird 145.
All right. Looks good.
Echo Kilo 240, do you monitor?
Make sure it works. That's a hostage stick. It's the rudder pedals. All right. Here we go. That's why we do a checklist, right? We come back up here. I'm trying to do this so you guys can see everything. Checklist. All right, so the anti-ice is off, recalled, flight controls are checked, auto brake RTO, ground equipment's clear. All right, and we're expecting, and we're going to go normal, flaps before takeoff checklist is complete. All right, let's go in here and request clearance. Make sure we're on the correct frequency. Yep, and we're toggled up with it selected. All right. And Manchester ground, UPS 400, taxi.
UPS 400, taxi holding point Alpha 1, runway 05 left via Echo Delta and Alpha.
Taxi holding point, runway 05 left at Alpha 1 via Echo Delta Alpha for UPS 400. All right, here we go, guys. Let me bring my seat up. I hope you're enjoying this. It's not the, this is a more deliberate thing, but I know, honestly, when I was doing everything, trying to learn VATSIM and learn everything else, I had a heck of a time finding someone who did this. Just went over everything. All right, I am not getting 70 degrees of turning on my axis. I definitely am not getting it. I am getting hydraulic pressure demand. Don't know why.
All stations, Manchester ground is now closed for further ATC monitoring Unicom 12 disregard. Contact Manchester Tower 118.625, goodbye.
All right. There we go.
Speedbird 145, holding 05 left.
They just closed ground.
5, Roger.
I hope I'm able to turn here. If not, I'm going to have to stop. Slow it down a bit. The Alpha is right after that tower there.
Speed 145, be Alpha 1 line up 05 left.
Line up and wait, 05 left, Speedbird 145.
Yeah, it's not turning. Not turning. All right, I'm going to have to come back in here. I'm going to have to go options. Controls. Key assignment, Bravo throttle, Hostis 1, axis assignments, steering. Man, it's that's Hostis 1, new, okay. Don't know what's going on, guys.
Manchester, runway 415, good afternoon, established ILS 05 left.
No, 415, Manchester, good afternoon. Continue approach 05 left, your number 1.
Continue approach number 1, runway 45.
With 145, super surface wind 090 degrees at 7 knots, runway 05 left, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 05 left, speed back 145.
Now it's not turning.
415, expect a late landing clearance, surface wind 090 degrees at 7 knots.
That's weird. I cycled the auto brakes. Yep. All right, so now my Hostis stick appears to have nose wheel control. I don't think my rudder does. It's 7 degrees, so I use the stick for taxiing. First right is Alpha. Echo, Delta, Alpha, Alpha 1. All right, we're going 21 knots. It's a little fast to make a turn. 45-degree turn like this, maybe 15. They want you at 10, but that's a little, it's not really necessary. This is Alpha. Kind of a narrow taxiway for a big airplane, but it's legal. The only one you can't taxi on at Manchester when I was reading the reference guide was Papa. All right, so I've got this new thing for taxiing and turning the lights on.
415, 05 left, clear to land.
Turn the lights on.
Good land.
Chiming them. Getting it all done now.
Manchester Tower, KLM 1079, stand 49, ready, push and start.
Before I call him ready, I'm going to put in London control.
Face west.
Facing west, KLM 1079.
I believe it's 33.7. Remember I put it in the radio? The number 3 standby back on the pedestal. Yeah, this chase plane is helping out a little bit. I use Flight Sim Coach, www.flightsimcoach.com. They can help you. They can give you flight instruction, or they can help you out with computer problems. I had Mike the first day, Mike from Rhode Island, where I'm from, and then Ian from Chicago, or outside of Chicago. He helped me with the P3D. Mike helped me get the Microsoft Flight Simulator up and running. Flight Sim Coach. Give me a little plug. So before, when I get down to Alpha 1, I'm not going to call them.
400 Manchester Tower.
Go ahead for UPS 400, sir.
UPS 400 via Alpha 1, line up 05 left.
Line up 05 left via Alpha 1, UPS 400. All right, finals cleared. We're cleared to line up and wait. Now you saw that Hostis axis steering, it was activated. And when I lost it. So I'm sure there's a valid reason. So we already did our chime. Right now we'd put our lights on for takeoff.
And these 415, welcome to Manchester. Taxi stand 52 today by hotel.
52, hotel, 115.
33.7 is going to be the altimeter. The departure freak, probably. I'll do that on departure. I'd like to preset it, but I think he's in a hurry. Ground has already left, so he might be next. So I'll just line up and wait. Finals clear, line up and wait. It's going to be LNAV, VNAV departure. We got a 1070 engine out acceleration. Min sector here is 3,000. Transition altitude is 5. And we're going to be flying the Lista to Sierra, which we have to report on departure to control if they send us over. They might send us to Unicom. We'll see. Although right now, Oh no, controls off the air too. They're leaving us, kids. They're leaving us. So we're going to probably go to Unicom on departure. All right, once again, finals clear. So another VATSIM. That is the problem with VATSIM, isn't it? If they guys do take off. Understandably, they have a life. Finals clear, cleared into lineup and wait. Runway 5 left. Looks like 5 left. Final clear. Line up and wait.
Approaching 06 left.
EPS 40 surface spin 110 degrees at 6 knots, 05 left of takeoff.
Go for takeoff 5 left for UPS 400. Thank you. Looks like somebody's crossing at the end of the runway. That's all right. We'll let him go.
KLM 1079 ready for taxi.
And 1079 and contact ground 121.85.
Yeah, looks like he'll be clear now. We'll do a little VATSIM recklessness here. Yeah, it's 50%. Toga.
Airspeed alive. 80 knots.
Limited rudder authority here. Very limited.
V1.
Rotate.
Here we go. Oh, 12 degrees nose high.
Echo Kilo 240, run for ground 12.
You're up.
850.
All right, I'm going to put on the autopilot because he's about to, there goes climb power at 1500. He's about to send us over either to Unicom or...
UPS 400, no further ATC, Unicom 122.8. Thanks for flying, bye-bye.
22.8, thanks for all your help for UPS 40. See ya. All right. Start cleaning up over 3,000. We can go right up to 190 because we no longer have... And I'm going to show you something here that's important. Unrestricted climb, right? All these altitude restrictions. I'm going to press this button a bunch of times. And it gets rid of them all because we're unrestricted climb. See how they're all gone? That's it. All right, now we're cleared on Unicom. Let's get my heading bug over. Right about there. And we'll start getting set up for London. Heading bug's over. Unicom. .28. Unicom is, let's see what London Heathrow frequencies we have here. Nothing right now. Let's go to VATSPY. Yeah. They left. That's Gatwick. So maybe someone will come online in the interim. For now, we'll just fly. Such is the nature. Such is the nature of VATSIM. So let's do a little out of 10. We'll ding them, desterilize them, and I'll actually kill the lights. My airline is 18, but VATSIM is 10. All right, and now, for your viewing pleasure, let's do a little cinematic. You ready? Cinematic. Toggle cinematics. And there we go. see what we got here. On our way to London. Everyone went home. So we had ground, tower, and ATIS at Manchester. On taxi out, ground went home. Probably had a life. Tower, London Control, there were 3 London Control frequencies. And it's only noontime. They went home. So now we're on Unicom. And everyone at Heathrow, when we took off, they had tower and ATIS. Now there's nothing. So we'll come on and we'll do a Unicom arrival into London. What do we think of this? I'll go back inside and be responsible, see how the airplane's doing. Altimeter, we should have got out of 6, right? Standard. And standard here. Standard over there. All right, let's look at the checklist. All right, descent. Let's go to recall. Recall. Nothing. That's good. No notes. That's for abnormals. Auto brakes. Yeah, we can auto brakes 3. We'll go flaps 30. 141 is going to be the approach speed. 146 will be the approach speed. Auto brakes to 3. Landing data is standard because we're over 8,000, under 3,000 pressure elevation with dry. Approach. Let's take a look at where we were supposed to be. They're planning on runway 9 left at Heathrow. That guy said that, Heathrow? Taxi, charts, airports, flights, airport. No, flights. Heathrow. We got the star. Move this over here. And we were supposed to be on the HON 1 hotel. HON 1 hotel. HON 1 hotel right here. Move that over. Minimize this. Go into our box. Move this a little more. Minimize that, right? I want to do that. And go to our legs. Bovington at 7 and 220. That's it. Let's make sure that's good. Bovington at 7. Nothing at Tobit. Scripted, Soppit at 15. And Bovington at 7 and 220. So for whatever reason, Soffit is not in there at 15. Soppit. That's kind of high. Maybe that's landing on the other runway. The reason I know it's high, guys, is that this machine thinks should be doing Soppit at 15. But you know what? At 11. Let's put that in there. All right, and take another look at that. $15 by Soppit, 7 by Bovington. All right, We're done with that. Approach. We're planning on 9 left. ILS 9 left. And DH is DA is 279. DA is 279. I'm setting down here. All right, there it is. DA at 279. Top of descent right now is showing at about what range are we on here? So about 50 miles till top of descent. So if I wanted, I could put, since we have no controllers, no EGLL at all, little strike at Heathrow, I could put in 7 up on the panel. Since we are in, I got to get into VNAV first. VNAV, put in 7, and we're in VNAV path, but don't believe me. There's path, and we'll assume we're cleared for the arrival. So I could put in 7. Like that, and it'll descend normally. And we'll set ourselves up, since right now there's nothing at all for London control, tower, ground, nothing at Heathrow. Let's brief the approach. This will be the ILS to 9 left at Heathrow, page 11-1, 27 January 2022 is effective. Got 110.3089. $110.3089. You can see 279 is set for the DA. 279 is in the DA. Missed approach is in the box straight ahead when passing 1580 or inbound, whichever is higher, climb lift turn to track to 3000. So let's take a look at that. Climb left turn to 3000, 185 knots on the mist. They want 210 on downwind, 180 on base, 160 till 5 DME. That's what's in the notes. 3-degree glide path. All right. So approach brief is complete, and we need to get an ATIS. Woo! ATIS. Heathrow ATIS is frequency. How about 2808? That sounds right. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that? Gotta move all sorts of tabs. Yeah, you can see it. 2808. All right, information Foxtrot. What they didn't give us is a transition level. But I'll show you. If you come in here on VNav and go to descent, forecast, right now it has transition at 8. That's wrong. We want to go to 7. That way you don't get an altimeter. So we started our profile descent. I feel it. Yeah, power's coming back, starting to slow down. It's going to do, it's in path. How about a little cinematic here? Little cinematic for my friends. Toggle cinematic. Here we are. Flying from Manchester to London Heathrow with the total abandonment of the VATSIM controllers. So guys, I've been, for those of you who don't know me, I've been with American Airlines for 36 years, 7 years in the Air Force before that, and prior to that, the Air Force Academy. I'm from Rhode Island originally. I currently live in Connecticut. I retire at age 65 from American in September 6th to be exact. I'm not going to fly unless they raise the age to 67. I'm just going to take care of my many kids and grandkids and my mother, aging mother. That's my plan. I'll do this. Please remember to subscribe. I'm in it for the long haul. I'm really enjoying it. I'm not the flashiest presenter. I'm learning, but the guy's been helping me get a little better. Chase Plane has helped. I'm just, when I go back, I think it was Commander Sweeper said, you should go back and look at your old videos. You'll shudder at how primitive they were. Essentially, he was saying that, and he's right. I'm getting better, but I'm still not as flashy as a lot of the guys. I do a lot of instruction. I'm flying right now exclusively the 777, although I did a bunch of work over a Microsoft Flight Simulator on another aircraft. I'm doing that because I was having a lot of trouble instructing 7.6, 7.3 Airbus, MD-11, studying those and going to work. So I decided to just go over to P3D instead of Microsoft Flight Simulator for the time being. Let's get the lights on. I can't wait till this airplane makes it over to P3D, Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Heathrow traffic emerge 9875 on downwind for 09 left.
Still no frequencies for London Heathrow at all. Matter of fact, there's nothing for Gatwick anymore either. It's kind of odd. Usually by this time of day, well, I don't really know what they've been picking up. So I'm happy with the descent. Remember, this is what we're trying to do is cross Soppet at 15, which it did. And next thing is Bovington, which is BNN, at 7, flight level 70. Below that is we'll transition our altitude, and 220 knots. I can preset our altimeter. Foxtrot. .3009, which is kind of funny, right? Barrow. I'm presetting 3009. Right down there. Which comes up to hectopascals of 1019. We'll use that to keep it real, right guys? Yeah, yesterday I was flying in at the last second, approach control opened up and got me all goofed up. But right now, there's no frequencies other than common to put in. I'll report left downwind for 09. You know what? Why don't we just start a little turn ourselves? I'm going to come out of this. I'm going to go over here. Take a look at the box. I'm going to go down to 4,000. Flight level change. I'm going to put some speed brakes out. And over here, I'm going to chime them out of 10. Prepare for landing. And I am going to extend, because there's no sense flying this whole approach. There's no one out here. So let me go here.
Heathrow traffic emerge 9875 on base 09 left.
All right, how far are we from the field? 30 miles. So that's why I've got the speed brakes out. Now in London, they want you to do a constant rate descent. Let me do a little turn here.
Heathrow facility, be advised to be above Concorde. 1, accelerating to high speed.
Let me come in here. What's our crossing altitude? 2,500. So 3,000's good. Let's get our altimeters preset, guys.
Traffic Heathrow, Qantas 3225 is now 3 miles, runway 09 left.
And I'm going to go all the way to 3,000.
Heathrow traffic to be good 560 Foxtrot passing 2,000.
3,000 because CI1 is 3,000. Now let's check our distance from the field. You know, maybe what I'll do is go 9 left. That's good enough.
Is there any traffic departing
That's
09
better.
right on Heathrow?
Not an intercept
Is
heading, we know that.
Negative.
We could do that.
Clear,
We could go direct.
I'm passing 3,000 on Juliet.
Like that, and then come up
560 Foxtrot.
and go LNAV. And we'll just turn in on final. Like I said, Heathrow usually likes a constant rate descent. We're not doing it here, are we? Four for 3. Bring the heading over. All right, speed below.
Heathrow traffic speedbird 257.
265, flaps 1.
November Bravo 10 via Alpha.
Speed below 245, flaps 5.
Heathrow traffic emerge 9875 on final 09 right 10 miles.
Okay, I'll wait for you to land.
Alright.
And UPS 400 level at 3,000 north of ILS for left base for 9 left. All right, guys, I'm going to slow it down a little.
And traffic Heathrow, Qantas 3225 vacate at runway 09 left.
Go all the way back to 180. Hey, guys, 9 left, right? No, we didn't brief. 9 left. We're going to go, we'll clear it about Kilo, right on Bravo, we'll go in Golf, park somewhere in here. I don't know where the cargo is, Heathrow. Oh, cargo apron's way over here. We're not doing that. We'll just park at any gate we can find.
Speedbird 257 holding it November Bravo 10.
All right, here we go. Going to be kind of a Yahoo final. So I'm going to go gear down, flaps 20. And I'm going to come down here. Arm the spoilers. And come in here. Arm the approach. And I'm going to set up this bad boy.
Clear traffic, Emirates 9875, 5 miles, 09 right.
So it does it in LNAV, VNAV.
1435 on final 08 right.
Kind of cool, huh? Let's see. There it goes, and it's going to start off-scale traffic. I don't see him. So what we're doing is aligning on final. We need to get approach armed. VNAV path. Right now we're not getting, we have approach armed, and we're not getting a 9 left ILS. And UPS 400 is just out approaching the final approach fix for 9 left. Yeah, so we're not getting I see the shadow. Let me rearm this. Yeah, it's not aligning.
Speedbird 007, inbound Gatwick 08 right, established, 10 miles out.
2500.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not doing it. We're by Crystal, so we can put approach altitude in.
Speedbird 145.
What I'm doing, guys, is I'm doing a
established on the ILS, but we're about 12.5 miles out. We'll reduce our speed.
I'm doing a non-ILS because we... Oh, there it is. Low capture, glide slope capture. There we go. We're in business. All right, what do we say on landing? 9 left, be a right-hand turn off, and we'll just make our way over to Gulf. We'll park somewhere, anywhere
Speedbird
here.
257 is going to be lining up 09 right.
Charlie taking off.
Autopilot's off.
08 right on Gatwick traffic.
Get it all stable, trimmed up. Yeah, they all shut down on us here at old London Heathrow. Still a little sensitive on the control.
9875, vacated 09 right.
Thank you, sir. Heathrow traffic, Speedbird 257, taking off for 09 right.
And Heathrow traffic, UPS 400 is short final for 09 left. I just want to make sure no one pulls out in front of me. They do, we a toga. And then it will be flaps 20, positive rate gear ups at missed approach altitude. I did a video on go rounds if you want to watch it. I think it's okay.
1000.
Stable. Looking for a good on course on glide slope on airspeed.
KLM 1079 descending.
We have until at VMC like this. We have until 500 feet to meet our stable parameters. At 500, we're going to say stable target speed, and our sink around 800. So I'll break the sink around 30 feet. Yeah, still a little sensitive, little out of trim here.
Speedbird 007 on final.
Runway looks clear.
08 right.
That's good.
Approaching minimums.
Yeah, a little. I wonder if my sensitivity settings changed too. I know I'm below. Right into reverse. Coming on the brakes. Kind of dark here.
Bird 145.
At 90
right
knots.
behind you on the speedboat, about 4 miles.
Let's see if my
out.
stick, moment of truth, right? 80
If
knots.
needed, we'll go around.
60 out of reverse. Whoa. There we go. See if we can taxi.
Runway 09 left.
I'm going to get the auto brakes off. That seems to make a difference. Taxiing these things. Yeah, I can get through there. And UPS 400 is clear, 9 left. Flaps up. Spoilers up.
Speedboat 145, landing runway 08 right again.
Speedbird 007, clear runway 08.
Just in the nick of time.
Yep.
All right, now I'm going to go to the overhead taxi view and get my lights off. Best view I ever created, overhead taxi view. I'm going to go overhead regular view, start the APU, back to taxi view, back here. I'll open up Navigraph, taxi, where are we? I'll turn into golf. I'll park it, try to park at stand 335, right up in here. We'll go Echo Foxtrot, Echo Foxtrot Golf. Yeah, that'll work. Let's go back on the taxi view here.
Speedboat 145, runway 08 right, vacated.
Huh. We'll maneuver over this way. Used to have a tail view set up. I guess I got rid of it. There it is. Like that. Like that tail view. Yeah, my steering just seems to have a mind of its own, baby. Still no Heathrow Tower ground, nothing open. Oh. Hey, that's worth the price of admission, right? That's worth it. Very cool. I like it. What's wrong with this spot right here, guys? Just park right here. Let's go off our right wing. See if we can figure out where we're going here. All right. I think we're back in. What's wrong with gate 561? We'll park here. We'll get the refueling done, all that stuff. All right, that looks pretty good. Go further. Go further. Here's how we're going to do this. We're going to stop here. All right, and we're going to set the parking brakes. Brakes apart. Let's make sure of that. Brakes apart. Seatbelt sign is off.
Heathrow traffic, KLM 1079, returning on to final.
And we go here.
Heathrow traffic.
Here, now we're going to go APU. Make sure that's running. Probably up here, right? APU is running. Still getting used to these new settings. We can chop both engines. Then I come to the overhead and I go emergency lights are off. Come on, man. Not as easy as it looks. Emergency lights are off. We go left to right, all the way around. It's getting dark here. And I shut down the
traffic.
this.
Marker 404, stand 102.
Taxi lights off.
Type A.
Storm lights are on.
Pushing back, facing
there we
west.
go. And then we go back to the MCP. Get the flight directors off. And we run the checklist. Look at the shutdown checklist. Oh, I wanted to, I guess, there we go. Well, landing, speed brake levers were armed. You can override that. We did that. Shutdown checklist, parking brake is, they want us to release it because it's, they probably have the chocks in. Secure checklist, ADARU off and packs off. ADARU off and packs off. And secure checklist is complete. Packs are off. That's it. Checklist is complete. Let's go over and go to menu. We'll go outside. Nothing's going on. So we'll come inside. And we'll go to menu. Actions. Ground connections. Chalks are set. And once the chalks are set, they want us to go parking brakes off. Come back up here. Have some PMDG fun. We can come up and we can go add on. I'm going to disconnect from VATSIM. Get rid of that noise. This one. GSX. GSX. Request deboarding.
Deboarding requested.
Do that. FSX doors. Next page. Disarm. Disarm. Open. Now we need FSX, GSX add-ons, GSX.
There are no passenger crew. Do you want to deboard crew?
Yeah. Yeah, let's get the crew out of here. Waiting for your action. Open forward cargo. Add-ons. So doors. FS action. Doors. 2. Forward cargo. Aft cargo. Bulk cargo. Main deck cargo. Let's get it all going on here. Maintenance, I'm going to get them to service my hydraulic engine, APU, fire bottles, all that stuff. Ground connections, ground power request. And I'm going to go back here again. Isn't this fun? Sim drive's good. Menu. FS actions. Service vehicles. Side cargo. Fuel truck, we'll get that out here. Potable water, maintenance van, lavatory. You know, we paid for it, right? We paid for it. Request stairs, 1L. No, I want a jet bridge. So we should have a jet bridge here. Operate jetways. Let me see if that's working. Got some action out here, huh? Can't get off, though, without any jetways. Let's do the jetways. This one. Maybe I can get a jetway through the PMDG. I don't think you can. Just bringing you along for the ride, baby. Bringing you along for the ride. Push back, cabin lights, return to main menu. You get the idea, right? Got everything going on out there. I would just do stairs. We don't need no stinking jetway. All right, so that was a lot of fun. A lot of fun, guys. Let's do this. Let's do toggle cinematics. See how that goes. So it's Father Time. If you wouldn't mind subscribing, it's in the link on the bottom right of the screen. Click on my ugly face and click subscribe. I'd appreciate it. I'm just getting started here. Nice community going. Please join our Discord. I'll leave that link in the description. And I hope you enjoyed this little partial VATSIM trip from Manchester to London Heathrow. There it is. I need to remember to set the time of day before I take off to present time, because I've been landing in the dark. Yesterday I landed in the dark at Amsterdam too. Kind of cool, huh? Other than almost running over that A320 on the runway, it went pretty well. And I had my typical rudder axis not activated properly. But anyway, without further ado, appreciate you guys. Thanks for taking good care of me, and I'll be seeing you soon. Father Time's out.